Temporal Mechanism. While exploring this warped land, I got the feeling that time passed faster than usual. Upon researching it further, I realized it was just my mind playing tricks on me. But whenever I touch this object, I can feel the space-time continuum bending. Whoa. Suddenly this all seems very hard to believe. I need a nap. The Mysteries of Time. Mystical Disc. There's a strange design on this metallic platter. It gives me mystical chills. Maybe living beings were never meant to comprehend its true meaning? I'm pretty sure it operates just like a clock. You know, speaking of the earlier treasure, I feel as though that whenever I do certain things, time either slows down or goes faster. That's just my view on it. I don't really have much to say about that, but it's just a strange feeling. And come to think of it, whenever I mention this to my friends, they too thought the same thing. I guess it just depends on the kind of activity that you're doing that causes time to either speed up or slow down. Vacuum Processor. We recently found all sorts of mechanical parts scattered around a cave. The walls and floor were constructed of solid steel. Perhaps it was once a great military fortress? I decided to name it the Subterranean Complex. Interesting thought there. Indomitable CPU. This appears to be some kind of hyper-advanced light-refracting computer component. Perhaps I can use it to upgrade the ship with an imagination. I wonder if that would be a good thing or a bad thing. Network Mainbrain. According to my research, this is an acoustic interference motherboard. I should install this on the ship. It might shut him up for a while. Then again, if it learned to override the hardware, it might become even more surly than it is now. I'd give it a shot. Of course, then again, if it will make things go worse, then I may reconsider. The ship is intolerable enough as it is. Space Wave Receiver. This receiver intercepts harmful radiation from outer space. It's a highly dangerous piece of machinery that should be handled with extreme caution. Now that I think about it, the Pikmin that carried it looked a little dazed while they carried it. That's kinda odd, considering what it exactly is. Sulking Antenna. Utilizing the unique abilities of the yellow Pikmin, we breached the electric gate. This allowed us to access a previously uncharted subterranean wooden structure. The last time I was here, I never noticed their capacity to dissipate electrical charges. Perhaps they have other undocumented behaviors and abilities. You know, I too wondered these things about the yellow Pikmin, and how they were able to obtain these abilities in the first place. Great minds think alike, huh, Olimar? Nouveau Table. I hope I pronounced that correctly, by the way. I know that's French, and I'm sort of good at French, but I'm not really fluent at it. I found numerous objects that appear to be machine parts, but I have no idea what they do. The ship wants to sell them to art collectors as modern alien art and charge a fortune for them. I think you may be onto something. Well, as you said earlier, business is business. Omega Flywheel. Collecting all these machine parts reminds me of the time I crash landed on this planet. The last time I was here, the crash scattered 30 of my ship's most crucial components. I had to frantically collect all of them before life support systems failed. I wonder what kind of machine this flywheel is from. Who knows? Ah, the days in which I did the Pikmin no death run. Takes me back. There are some things I wish I could have done better in that game too. But hey, it's whatever. What matters most is that that project is complete. It's been a good while. Spirit Flogger. For a long time now, I've just been willing away. I have no idea how that's pronounced, but I'm just gonna say it's whiling away my life like a sprocket in a machine. Sometimes I just stop and wonder, am I happy with my life? I can't start thinking like that. I must concentrate on my mission. I think I mentioned this earlier, but I too have that feeling. Like, am I really happy with my life? Even though I have everything that I've ever wanted? Constantly I wonder that. But at the end of the day, I just have to keep reminding myself that You're fine just the way you are, and everything will turn out okay in the future. Superstrong Stabilizer. Several artifacts like this were sitting in the hole I explored today. The temperature inside the cave was perilously low, and the treasure were freezing to the touch. I felt sorry for the Pikmin that had to carry it. Afterward, their little hands looked numb. Aw, poor Pikmin. I too have had instances in which my hands would end up being completely frozen due to a bad case of frostbite, and this was while I was in college. I don't know if I explained this before, but let's just say that a few years ago I had a terrible winter and I ended up being frozen all over. Of course, I didn't get sick afterwards, but my body was like completely cold and my hands were completely numb even if I was wearing gloves. It was horrible. I hope I never get something like that ever again. Repair Juggernaut. This object must have been manufactured long ago by some kind of machine. Back then, they didn't have the fun toys kids have these days. My son is a video game addict, but I'm terrible at them. He teases me about it all the time. Wait, I've got it! Louie's young. He must be a video game wizard. He can give me some hot tips. Or I could Olimar because I'm Multi-Game Master 1. I'm also addicted to games, by the way, guys, but I only play them during my spare time. You guys get it. Video games for life. Life. Moving on. Adamantine Girdle. There appears to be a link between the treasures we found in the underground structure. We found several machine parts that fit together. The parts may provide a clue as to the original function of the area. Quite a mystery. Massage Girdle. Even seasoned explorers like myself occasionally get lost when crossing vast, swampy expanses. I better stay calm and methodically explore each area. I'm getting tired of walking. Maybe I'll try wearing this bizarre metal ring around my waist. It might provide a relaxing massage effect. Sure? Superstick Textile. I have once again discovered a completely undocumented species of Pikmin. These white Pikmin can find and dig up items that are buried entirely underground. We never would have found this priceless treasure without them. Thankfully, it's the perfect stuff to patch a hole I just noticed on the ship's hull. P.S. I named the cave where I first encountered the white Pikmin the White Flower Garden. Makes sense, it's quite fitting. Exhausted Superstick. This material is ideal for patching chinks in spacecraft armor. Too bad we've only got one of these because the ship sure has a lot of holes. Yeah, the ship definitely needs fixing up. Well, I mean, it used to, but now it's golden, and yeah, it's just been given an intense new makeover. Furious Adhesive. My analysis has concluded that this object possesses powerful adhesive abilities. Could there possibly be anything else this sticky? It's unlikely, but the universe is a big place. Glue maybe? Or something stickier than that? I don't know. Petrified Heart. The vivid color of this red stone reminds me of my wife's eyes when they burn with rage. Just between you and me, I've noticed lately that she's been getting more wrinkles. Now that I think about it, I've probably caused her a lot of stress. When I return to Hakotate, I'll take her on a long vacation. Sounds good. Hopefully it'll be something romantic too. Eternal Emerald Eye. I've lived for decades and yet there are still mysteries that are beyond my comprehension. For example, why are some women so crazy about things that sparkle? That's one enigma I'll probably never unravel. You know, that is true. I constantly wonder that myself. Regal Diamond. The other day, my daughter begged me to get her some jewelry. She's becoming so fashion conscious. I know girls grow quickly, but I never imagined it would happen this fast. Hey, that's women for you. Also, I will say, guys, that, well, this doesn't really apply, but I have a little sister who says that she also likes shiny things, but she's not too much into jewelry. So I guess my family is pretty lucky to not have to spend so much money on jewelry for her. And in fact, now that I think about it, she must be happy now, as is. Unless if she's brought more jewelry. I'll have to have a talk with her about that one day. Tearstone. When I look at sapphires, I remember a time long ago when I would buy my wife jewelry. I buy her jewels every time she cried, which turned out to be all the time. It was tough with my meager salary. Some women can get expensive, Olimar. You just have to learn to deal with it, even if you have a meager salary. You have to do whatever it takes to please your woman. Make sure that she's happy. Princess Pearl. Salvaging this treasure was a dangerous and difficult task. I found it deep in the bowels of a dank, predator-infested cavern. My only hope of surviving was to strategically use all 5 colors of Pikmin. Yeah, that was definitely a good call there, Olimar. I even called it myself. Strategically using all 5 colors of Pikmin. I believe at the time I was using 20 of each, if I'm not mistaken. And that helped me pull through in the end. Thank you, Pikmin. And also thank you, Brain, for thinking of the idea. Crystal Clover. Lately, it seems that my daughter has been admiring my wife's ring. For now, she's satisfied with her cheap toy ring, but when she gets bigger, I love watching her grow up, but it also makes me fearful for my wallet. My mom has a ring, and my sister doesn't really find too much interest in it. Well, she does to an extent, but not to a point at which she would want either the same ring or something better. I hope she never gets that feeling, because nowadays some rings can get quite expensive. Unspeakable Wonder. What is this? It's Princess Peach's crown. I've encountered countless treasures on this expedition, but I've never seen anything like this. All I could say about it is that it's both astounding and absurd. The imagination, Olimar, the imagination. Again, it's Princess Peach's crown. Essence of Rage. This crimson jewel was found in a hole deep below the icy surface. When viewed from a distance, the gem's dazzling red sparkle looks like a dancing flame. Of course, the dancing flames may just be a symptom of acute hypothermia. I don't think so. Essence of Despair. I'm captivated by this treasure's unique glimmer. I found it in a breathtaking complex of caverns. I'm glad to see I'm already enjoying the fruits of my labor. Me too, even though we completed our mission already. Essence of True Love. That's peculiar. When I gaze at this stone, all of my stress seems to wash away. I'm suddenly not so annoyed with my irrational boss and unappreciative underlings. I'm not even annoyed with the tight-fisted corporation I slave each and every day for. So that piece of jewelry causes you to become stressless? I wonder how exactly. Essence of Desire. We traveled across the universe to this planet pursuing the dream of great discoveries. I found a cavern that symbolizes the goal of our grand expedition, so I've named it the Dream Den. Fitting name. Fitting name indeed. Pink Menace.
That's me!
I could never say this within earshot of the ship, but years of hard use have taken their toll. For one thing, the thermostat is broken. The temperature in the cockpit can fluctuate wildly between sweltering heat and frigid cold. The humid heat is awful, but the bone-chilling cold is even worse. Looking at this heartwarming gem gives me the strength to endure the elements. You know, I have to constantly wonder what's worse, becoming bitterly cold or exceptionally hot. I of course prefer being warm, but I wonder what other people think, whether they would be cold or hot. By the way, you guys can feel free to participate in that little survey if you wish. Just leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Joyless Jewel. We found this treasure in a cave teeming with merciless creatures, but we did find this gorgeous jewel, so it wasn't all bad. Update, it turns out that it's just plastic, so it was all bad after all. Oh come on, even plastic treasures can be worth something, right? Frosty Bauble. I get really scared when women get angry with me. Wives and daughters have sinister ways to get back at forgetful fathers. I hate to imagine what kind of trouble you got yourself into, Olimar. Gemstar wife. These parts join together to form an elegant treasure. Naturally, seeing the two separated makes me sad. I suppose what really makes me sad is the fact that I'm separated from my family. Oh, I know that feeling. I live by myself, and I constantly wonder about my family. I do spend time with them, but most of the time, I'm sad about being separated from them. I do miss them sometimes, but I do contact them every single day. So, all's good for the family and myself. Gemstar husband. A captain views his ship as a brother and a partner, someone he can trust with his life. It's crucial for them to develop an unquestionable, unfaltering trust. But I refuse to believe that this simple trinket is some kind of living gem. That's insane. That doesn't even look alive to begin with. I'm with Olimar on this one. Universal Comm. From the shape of it, I've concluded that this is some kind of data transmission monitor. However, Louis and the ship keep telling me that I'm way off target. I told them, if I'm so wrong, what do you think it is? I don't see you suggesting any alternatives. They're just being negative. I'm going with my gut feeling on this one. Feeding? Can't believe I almost read that incorrectly. Anyway, that doesn't look anything like a data transmitter. Doesn't even look like it could store any kind of data. It's just a ring, for crying out loud. Omniscient Sphere. According to my analysis, this object has a high intellectual capacity. But if it's so smart, why won't it pass on some of its wisdom to me? Because it's inanimate. Crystallized Telepathy. I speculate that this crystal is in fact highly intelligent. It must possess telepathic powers. When I peer into it, the reflection of my face is bright red. It must be sensing my stress. Tomorrow, I think I'll sleep through the whole day. You better not do that, Olimar, because you have a job to do. And also, I think the reason why your face is red is because of the thing that is inside the treasure. I have to wonder what that is, actually. Is that a leaf of some kind? I have no idea what that is. Someone can feel free to let me know what that is exactly. And I have seen those before, but I don't know exactly what they're called. But I can only assume that they're marbles with something inside them. Love Sphere. According to the ship's scanners, this inanimate object has the capacity to love. Unfortunately, my love is already spoken for. Although, Olimar, you better not get that sense. You better not cheat on your wife. Otherwise, you're going to be in very, very, very big trouble. You could even end up on a certain TV show or certain TV shows that involve relationships. Hint, hint. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Crystallized Telekinesis. The Pikmin are always staring at me. It's nice to see that they look up to me, but it's becoming unnerving. Sometimes I want to hide away in the ship just to escape their beady eyes. But they're cute though, they're so adorable. Of course, then again, to be fair, I think their eyes are a bit too beady, making them a bit creepy. But even so, they're adorable. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Mirth Sphere. My investigation has concluded that this object embodies the spirit of comedy. But when it comes to humor, not even this item can stand up to my unrivaled powers of hilarity. Too bad the president doesn't appreciate my comedic genius. Well, we've yet to hear a joke from you, Olimar, so yeah. Crystallized Clairvoyance. Trying to sort out the 5 different colors of Pikmin is giving me a headache. I'll be a much better tactician if I take a moment to study each Pikmin's unique abilities. Red Pikmin, immune to fire. Purple Pikmin, strong and heavy bruisers that can lift big loads. White Pikmin, fast and immune to the effects of poison, can also find hidden treasures buried underground. Yellow Pikmin, hiccup. I don't know how I keep getting hiccups. Anyway, Yellow Pikmin, highly agile and immune to electrical damage. Also fly high when thrown. Blue Pikmin, thrive in water. Whew. It should be easy to identify each Pikmin's abilities based on their color. Thanks for that explanation, Olimar.